we talked to Mr. iTunes, and that's literally his Christian name, Johnny iTunes. And he's a nice gentleman. And he said maybe people need to unsubscribe, not because they hate the podcast, and then resubscribe, and that will solve the problem.
That's a weird thing to have to do, but okay.
Let's
Mr.
forget that whole
iTunes.
password thing. It just clicked out.
Okay, never mind.
It heard me. Okay, so Chris, do you have any other comments?
Well, I had two things. The first thing.
Do some house cleaning, as they say it. Do some house cleaning.
I wanted to ask you, since I'm sure you read that Tom Brokaw has retired from NBC.
Oh, yeah.
Will he be coming by the podcast and maybe doing weather or something?
Jeez, Chris. They'll think this is a setup. Okay, FYI, folks.
It's not.
I do a Tom Brokaw impression, which
That
I
I
think
love.
I've done. And you are not alone. It's a great voice to live in. I like talking like a guy. I mean, he was one of the greatest broadcasters of all
55
time.
years on NBC.
That had a very unique speech pattern. This is Tom Brokaw with the NBC Evening News, and I've just had a six-pack of Miller Lite Beer. So that's how you take it. Instead of Miller Light Beer, that's Miller Lite Beer. I'm completely blitzed out of my skull here tonight. So no one has ever had a voice like that as a newscaster and got away with it. So I would love to have you on the podcast, Tom. Now that you're retired, you're listening to this all the time, maybe multiple listens. You've got to hear a rednecky, honey. It's a character that's very crass from some sort of southern family and has difficulty explaining his relationships to his mama, who also apparently is a stripper.
Well,
get her down.
now you just set me up.
Yes,
Actually,
I set you up.
You did, because my second question was, or not question, I was going to tell you something. I got a DM on my Instagram, which is direct message.
Oh, okay.
Because I know you just looked a little
DM. She's
bewildered.
No, we had. I came from the
iMessage.
60s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't get a phone call.
Me no understand.
I got a DM from a listener, Maggie. She wished me a happy birthday, which
Wow,
was
that's
really
great.
sweet. And she said that her husband came up with a rednecky joke.
Okay.
And could she submit it? And I go, send it to me, and I'll see if rednecky likes it.
Okay, here it is.
So I'm going to tell it to you. I did laugh. So wait, now I got to find my DM.
There was a few I got too.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
so
something
let me find her. All right, so okay, you're gonna have to embellish on it.
I'll try.
So
I'll try.
my wife was washing my laundry, and I said, I haven't seen so many skid marks since I was at a NASCAR race.
Okay, that's not bad. That's good. Yeah, the rednecky, mama. I think he's single. This is mama.
Oh yeah, maybe his mama.
Mama.
Washing.
What was mama washing my?
Washing my laundry. Washing my underwear.
Oh, my Tighty Whities. My mama was washing my Tighty Whities. I said, how'd it go, mama? She said, I haven't seen that many skid marks since Daddy and I went to NASCAR. Yeah. Oh, wait. I got to do it again.
Okay.
My mama was washing my Tighty Whities. I said, Mama, how'd it go? She said, good. I haven't seen that many skid marks since I last went to NASCAR. Come and get some. Let me do a few variations for the folks of Come and Get Some.
Okay, that was Mike and Maggie.
That's Mike and Maggie. This Mike and Maggie,
Chapman,
which are
I
perfect
think.
words for Tom Brokaw, who came up with a rednecky joke for the Dana Garney Incredible What is it? The Fantastic Podcast. Kind of a braggadocio situation, if you ask me. It's going to turn into jam store. Come and get some. I'm going to do the long fade. Let me do that one more time with a really long fade, and then
Okay.
we'll hit the applause.
Okay.
rednecky. Let me warm it up here.
I love that you said he's not married.
I think he just lives with mama. Yeah.
He's 42. And he lives.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, Ma, the other day, my mama washed my Tighty Whities. I said, Mama, how'd it go? She said, great. I haven't seen that many skid marks since Daddy and I went to a NASCAR. Come on, geese on. Let me try a NASCAR, and then do it at the end. A NASCAR, come and get some. Listen to the red nigga. I'm red nigga, the redneck comedian. My mama washed my Tighty Whities the other day. I said, Mama, how'd it go? She said, great. I haven't seen that many skid marks since you and my daddy went to you and your daddy. Come and get some. I got a new hog, 400 cc's. Come and get some. Papa Wheelie. So either this is our best podcast or our worst. But it's not in between. Usually there's banter that leads to something with clarity, but today it's mayhem on display. This reporter finds it unamusing. This is Tom Brokaw, recently retired and now dedicating my life to shitting on Dana Carvey's podcast on a daily basis. I told I'm going to do slow motion rednecky. No hurry, I'm rednecky. I told my mama my whitey tighties. No, I told my mama my Tighty Whities needed a cleaning. She said, I'll pop 'em in the wash. I say, how'd it go? She said, great. I haven't seen that many skid marks of that design and color since I went to NASCAR with your little daddy. Come and get some. Come and get some. Come and get some. Our tablecloth used to be our shower curtain. Come and get some. Someone sent me that one. That's pretty good. I'm redneck, the redneck comedian. Oh, I grew up. We were poor. Our tablecloth was our shower curtain. A former shower curtain. Anyway, it's all the language, folks.
I don't think you say former.
It's all the language, folks. It's not, you think, he's just being silly. Shut up, Brian. And it's not. There's method to it. Stop it, Brian. Just being silly, man. It doesn't count.
We should set up like a little spotlight and a fake stage, like and film a short video of Reverend Necky's like solo performance somewhere, and Tex and I will dress up like
we could get a
white
green
trash
screen over in that corner. That'd be kind of cool.
Well, I'll tell you what I thought of, and maybe it'd be next week, is a special Thursday edition where it's just the best of redneck. It'd probably be like a 15-minute podcast.
Yeah.
But every discussion, everything, every time I've done it, just to exhaust the audience so we can move on to better and more sophisticated kind of comedy. You can't do the same thing for every podcast. It's not fair to people.
Explain to podcast listeners who that person is, the crying upset guy.
That is Mark Pitta.
No, I mean like the character. What's his deal? He's someone who comments on how crazy your
and just can't stand the disorganization. They're doing it right. That was from the guy. It's just too wild. They're not doing it right, and they're not starting it right, and it doesn't work, and it goes over and over again. And it's kind of like Mark Pitta, my friend, the comedian who does the crying man. We also used to do two nerds that were just obsessed with this short film we made called Solstein. So we'd think of them at some theater. It shows at 2 a.m. only, like in, Downey, California. It'd be, shut up, Brian. It's going to start. Shut up. So it's two nerds somewhere must love this podcast. They do rednecky because they think it's funny. They do whatever they want. So shut up. Shut up, Brian.
What you doing, Dana Carvey?
A lot of people get, people in my age group don't get the podcast. Like my brother Mark couldn't stand the first one. He'd never heard a podcast. So he had it on YouTube on his TV. His TV is the size of a wall. and he sat right up against it in a chair by himself and stared at the screen of the picture of me with the sunglasses.
So he wants to watch something.
He thought Gone with the Wind was going to come on or Apocalypse Now, and all he got was a goofy picture of me, bright. He said at one point he had to look away. He couldn't stand in the beginning where we were playing Can't Buy You Love orchestral. He couldn't really hear us, and he was very upset.
Okay.
By the second one, I explained it to him. This is shoot the rehearsal. Now he loves it.
That's so funny that you're saying your age group doesn't get it because, or not get it, but isn't it kind of back in the radio days if you think about it? But I guess they were too old for that, or too young for that.
Well, they're just not. I never heard of podcasts. Like I may have my cousin Jay on later. I'm going to try after Scott comes on to tell a story. And he goes, well, I've never, he's not like George W. Bush with a giggle. I don't really listen to podcasts, don't know what they are. So I said, just put it on YouTube and have a field day, but he's the cousin Jay.
Well, we'll have to film you. Like I said, I feel like I'm so lucky I get to see all the physicality to your jokes and your impersonations, and I feel like
I don't know. At this
the
age,
631
I got a
listeners
face for radio.
need to do it. Stop. There's filters for that.
Oh, believe me. And we will operate with such filters.
We'll do some nip and tuck editing.
Nip and tuck. I'd rather do the thread where they don't nip, but they certainly tuck. I will never get out of Red Rednecky until I do Brad Pitt.
What you doing, Dana Carvey?
So, I'm not on this week, Dana? No, Mr. President, no. I'm on with Larry Bubbles Brown. Oh, the joke of the week guy. Instead of me. All right. Is anyone advising you what to do with the podcast? Because it's not happening. Michelle, just leave it out. Nope, I don't want to excel it. Nope, I'm tuna. You've already made it? No, I don't want it. Don't throw it away. Michelle, come on. Just put it in the fridge. All right. Sorry, dude. I got to go. She wants me to taste the egg salad sandwich, which I don't like. I like a tuna. We've been in each other's face for about 9 months. Not good. Catch you later. Good luck with the podcast. I'll count the views. And I won't have to count for very long. Bye-bye. Anyway, so that's... so, Larry, you are...
Wait, Tom Brokaw's going to...
Tom Brokaw. My name's Tom Brokaw, and I recently retired from NBC News after 55 years of broadcasting. And now I'm introducing on a Dana Carvey's podcast my new job of introducing the joke of the week. So here it is. Direct from San Francisco, California, Larry Bubbles Brown with a joke of the week. Thank you, Tom. You haven't lost a step. Really? That's not what they told me. Well, I'm telling you. You know what? Fuck NBC. I agree. Fuck NBC. I had a good 20 years left into me. Who are they going to get to report on politics better than me? I'll interpret that. Report on politics better than me. That's exactly what I said. Who can report on politics better than me?
I'm Tom Brokaw.
I'm Tom Brokaw. Go fuck yourself. Sorry, Larry, we're just so punchy by the time we get to you. I want to do one thing before we get your joke, because Anthony Fauci said something so funny over the weekend.
Tony. He literally said, in terms of the task force, because Trump would say to him, you got to be positive, Tony, you got to be more positive. He said, I always felt if I walk away, the skunk at the picnic would no longer be at the picnic. You got to unpack that. So you're a skunk? You're the skunk? Yes. And I'm at the picnic, but if I say what I want, I won't be at the picnic. Do you know any human being that would voluntarily have a skunk at their picnic? Bring the egg. We bring the egg salad, but make sure you bring the skunk. I'm the skunk at the picnic, and I'd no longer be at the picnic. Here's a riddle for you. The skunk sat on the stump. The stump thought the skunk stunk, and the stump thought the skunk, and the skunk thought the stump skunk. I'm Anthony Fauci. I've lost my marbles. I'm 80. Goodbye. Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Well, I've got my own punchline. All right, Larry. Now, I'll just do a straight one. This is Larry Bubbles Brown. He works all week long to give us
up with one joke.
One joke. Here he is.
Catering's here.
Larry Bubbles Brown with the joke of the week.
I was talking to my financial planner. He said, "Where do you see yourself in 10 years?" I said, "In an urn."
That's so
That was
dark.
no laugh track. I'm actually killing.
Yes, no, you hear us too. That was a good one. I love the darkness
It's
of that.
so dark.
That's red necky dark. You know, someone sent.
No, I just,
Go ahead.
it's so hard to tell dark death jokes. Like, as you know, is the hardest thing to sell, but I like them.
Well, someone sent in a red necky one. I spiffed it up, but it was actually pretty good. You know, for a bad joke, folks. They're supposed to be bad. I'm red necky, the redneck comedian. I asked my mama to wash my tighty whities. She did. I said, "How'd it go?" She said, "Great. I haven't seen skid marks like that since Daddy took me to NASCAR. Come and get some."
We've added a third show at the Sharks Arena.
Maskless event.
Yeah, the regularly scheduled Sharks hockey team, well, their season has been
The hockey
postponed.
game is canceled.
Yes, and all human beings are. The pandemic rages on, but Red Necky is selling out globally with his opening act.
Super spreader.
Super spreader event. If you are seen wearing a mask, you will be shot. Tony Fauci playing a skunk will open the show. I'm Tony Fauci, the skunk-a-dunk-a-dunk. Tony. Sorry.
By the way, the
Yes.
highest paid employee
By
in
the
the federal
way.
government, Tony Fauci.
Really?
Wow.
Just
Wow.
heard that today, 417,000.
More than the president.
More than the president.
Wow.
Wow.
I'd like a raise. Well, we don't have anything. Go fuck yourself. Do you want a knuckle sandwich? I used to give them in Brooklyn in 1951. No one went hungry, and I can feed you. You will be very full when I'm done with you. Sure, Mr. Fauci. We'll give you the raise like you said. That's better. Now go fuck yourself. You told me that yesterday. We'll do it again. I don't want to fight. I just want the cash.
We have to play the Godfather theme when you're doing Fauci.
We're making Fauci into this
like Don
badass
Corleone.
fighting.
It's like Joe Pesci is in charge of the health system.
Joe Pesci's the greatest. When he was doing Saturday Night Live, he told a story about being in the cafe, and he didn't say that he did this, but the punchline of the story, and I'll do a bad Joe Pesci, was like, you gotta ask yourself, when are you gonna fight? When are you gonna fight? You know, I say a sugar bowl right across the nose.
Oh my God.
And see,
Sugar bowl.
sugar bowl, you know, you pick it up, it's
And
heavy,
slam
and you
it.
put it right in the thin skin between the guy's eyes. Sugar
Wow.
bowl across the nose. So for you guys who are in a diner with hillbillies that promise to take you to a lonely place,
And you're 5'2".
you're 5'2", sugar bowl across the nose. Stop some dead to rights.
That'll give you instant diabetes.
How do you see yourself in 10 years? In an urn. We have at our house. Yeah, go ahead.
Years ago, I had a joke that was 4 or 5 words, and I can't remember what the joke was. So I asked anybody on Facebook if they had a joke that could top that, and my friend Dan Gabriel came up with "This vacuum sucks."
Oh, Jesus.
A 3-word joke.
That's the shortest.
This is like, what's his name from the New York Times crossword puzzles? Will Schatz. So it's like, use 5 words to tell a joke.
Yeah.
God, I can't remember. Muhammad Ali did a 2-word poem on a dare. Yeah, I can't. But I can't.
2-word.
2-word poem. Yeah. I'm trying. I'm producing the show now. I'm doing all kinds of stuff as I talk to you, Larry.
You're punch drunk.
Yeah.
I'm a little punch drunk. That's all right. That's all right. By the time I'm doing this, I'm in a good space. But it's just. Anyway, well, Larry, you've been terrific.
I've been uplifting again.
No, that was a great joke, and
It was okay, right?
No,
I
it's
loved
funny.
it. And
We both laughed.
yeah. Next time, what we'll do is we'll aggregate your first 4 jokes. aggregate. It'll be our 5th show, and we'll just play them one after the other right before we bring you out with the rim shots.
That'd be great. Then maybe I can actually remember them all and have an act.
Yeah, instead of Joke of the Week, maybe it'll evolve to Welcome to Larry's Corner. You can have any moniker you
One-liner
want.
corner.
So anyway,
So send him off as Johnny.
as Johnny Carson. And ladies and gentlemen, this young man from San Francisco, Larry Bubbles Brown, he's got a million of them, they say. And we'll be back with Larry next week on the Joke of the Week. All right, Larry, I'm going to call my brother before he falls asleep.
Oh, okay. I need to talk to your brother, too, the Mark. So.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Next week, we'll patch him in if we can.
Okay, great.
Okie smokies.
Bye, Larry.
Thanks for having me, kids.
Bye, Larry.
Bye.
Bye, Larry.
Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm. Time flies. Let's see here now. Yep. The dark jokes. Now I'm trying to get how to dial this number. Technically, I'm doing it. Here we go. Mm-hmm. So this is the bunk bed brother. And we were in bands together and everything.
So he's the one up older than you?
Yeah, he's 2 years older.
Okay. Was he the one that used to go jogging with you around West Hollywood? Okay.
Well, yeah, we could tell that story. We didn't know.
I didn't know.
We didn't know. We're into Beatles, running, and spaceships. Yeah, so we're all revved up. When people come on, they're kind of half asleep.
Except Lori's always got energy for days.
Well,
Did he forget?
Please leave your message for...
no, I did it right.
Could you imagine if it's his voice? Please leave your message for Scott. Go fuck yourself. I'm Scott Carvey. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, he's calling me. Will it work? Oh, hello. Hello?
Hello?
Hello. Yes.
It's Lorelai.
Oh, hello.
Who's this?
This is Dana. How are you?
Oh, hi, Dana. Your voice sounded so different. I'm good, but Scott just went to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Well,
He's coming.
folks, it happens. Well, it's his day off. You're going to have a couple pops. We like to drink beer. Yes.
Oh, here he is. It just came out.
Oh, good. Well, I'd much rather have him post, because Scott has a phrase for that, which I'll tease him out.
Yeah, you don't want to say that. Okay, here you go.
No, I do. Scott.
Is that his wife?
Hello?
Yes. So, Scott, every time when we like to drink beer, we're not, we just have fun. But then you need to use the restroom.
Yeah.
And then you would use a phrase like, after that activity, you said you were reborn.
Reborn. Reborn, yeah.
Reborn. Because of
And a useless pain, completely useless. There are some pains you like to go to the dentist, but that's a pain that it's completely useless.
Right. Unless you're at the Giants game and there's a line of 50 people and you've just had a big boy beer. Yeah. And you're
right. Or if you're with Bob Shug and you've had 27 beers and then you're at this trough where you can't go because there's guys right next to you.
Oh, I love the troughs. I like side eye.
The trough, where you look over, or you don't look over, but you want to look over.
Who's the guy who comes in? They call him splash guard so that no one can peripherally see you. Who's the guy who's disappointed in the splash guard? Oh, got my own section. Fuck, open that up.
I know.
That's it.
When I went to Montana University, they had toilets lined up like 10 on each side with nothing, just a toilet. And the troughs were somewhere else. So the idea is you would get in there and what do you think?
Well, Well, I'd say that there's also toilets. This is great. I love this topic, and we're never leaving it. But at Carmont High School, there would be stalls for toilets, but there'd be no door on it. And it's like, who was the guy who budgeted that? They got the toilet, the plumbing, they got the permits, they got the side things. What do you want? Hey, you want to put a door on it? Nah, that's a little bit too much. So you got to see.
I like to watch my friends poop.
Yeah.
Don't you?
There were people, kind of guys who had some sort of sexual picadillo who would just hang out in front of the toilets and watch. I don't know. Look. We're already canceled at this point. We have
it doesn't matter.
We have editing capability. So I tried to set the scene kind of for the 33 people who will hear this. So we're okay. You're 2 years older than me. I thought the funny thing was that we saw the Beach Boys when you were like, I was probably 5 and you were 7, and we loved the Beach Boys. And so we started a band, quote unquote, called the Surfers. And on the clothes hamper, we had a red clothes hamper in crayon. We wrote the Surfers, right?
That's true.
And you got a one-string guitar at a garage sale. It only had one string, right?
It was from a friend, maybe the Spangles, and it had like 2 strings on it. But I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
So you played Louie. Louie was the only thing you could play, right? Dun, 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 dun. That was your first.
Dun, 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 dun. And then you moved up to the big bash snare drum, which Jay Winters destroyed.
Well, yeah, at first I had a Hardy Boys book was my snare drum.
Right, you moved up from Hardy Boys
Chet,
to the big
what are
bash
some of
snare
the
drum.
episodes? Chet finds the mysterious cave or something, right? And I would bang on that.
Yeah, they
Did you have
shouldn't have told
drumsticks?
Jay Winters it was called the Big Bash.
Yeah, in 6th grade, after asking for years, my parents got me a plastic snare drum, but it was pretty sturdy, called the Big Bash, and it was dense and it was really cool. Jay Winters was our kind of muscly cousin. He was a wrestler and later a pole vaulter. Scott got him into pole vaulting. Too many stories to tell.
Super strong. Super strong. Yeah.
So he blasted through my Big Bash snare drum. He just broke it.
The Big Bash.
Oh my God.
Kind of went right through the Big Bash. Wasn't so big bashy. We may I try to put him on the call later, Scott. But so we had that band, and should we? What should we go forward to? Well, one is let's just talk about what the Beatles were to us. Because then we saw them and got rid of the Beach Boys, and we changed our band to the Better Beatles or something.
Yeah, I mean, our dad, who was kind of conservative but loved music, he brought home the Meet the Beatles album. We all sat down in the dark in the living room and listened to the entire album twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And loved it. Yeah, that's a fact. You remember that?
Totally. I think that their sound, and I did love and appreciate the Beach Boys more now than I did then, probably.
Oh, yeah.
But for people of our generation, when the Beatles sound came in, whatever that was, that harmony and their chords, it just lifted you into outer space. It was so brilliant.
Did your dad like the
My
Beatles?
dad actually did. He was probably only like 34 at the time, but he liked the Hollywood Strings Beatles. So where it would be an orchestra playing Beatles songs. He got those albums, right, Scott? Eventually.
He did, and he loved melody.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, we would be sitting in the dark listening to Tchaikovsky.
Right.
You know, just loved music. So
my dad would
that's
get
part of our
very
DNA.
set in his ways, and then just because we'd be talking about orchestras and symphony, he goes, "Oh Jesus Christ, it's Tchaikovsky! No one's better than Tchaikovsky." He would sort of just chew on words, and then later, when he got into the grapes a little bit, "I just want a little Chardonnay." A unique voice. But around that, there's something that people might find interesting. So that Scott gets better and better and better at the guitar. And eventually you get some better guitars. And then you go to the Fillmore West to see somebody. Mm-hmm. I know you know where this is going. You're probably in 8th grade, maybe you got to go? Or
No, it was Doug Lunn, who you had a contest who had the hardest head. And you smashed your heads together. I'm
Yes.
pulling this up from the past.
Right, this is
And
Doug
you
Lung.
did smash your head against Doug Lund.
He lived in the neighborhood, and everyone wanted to have the hardest head. We remember Richie Redface. I had a friend who could go grimace down and literally turn his face bright red. Remember Richie Redface? I mean, he was unbelievable.
Right, I know. Probably high blood pressure. Off the chart.
Probably. I don't know if he's still with us, but we'd love to have him call in. But Doug Lung and I, we smashed our heads against, and I don't know what happened or who had the hardest head. So, but you went up to Fillmore West in San Francisco to see music,
Yeah.
and then you, as a young man, maybe you're 13, whatever, you come back, you wake me up, and you say, this is how I remember it, I just saw the best guitar player in the world, and I said, who? And you said, Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, my gosh.
Is that something like that?
Okay.
How do you remember it? You didn't wake me up and you saw Eric Clapton.
The first great guitar player I saw was Jeff Beck.
Yes.
And I'd seen some other people. Doug Lung's parents were really cool. They would drive us the hour, 45 minutes up to see these bands.
Jeez.
And I can't believe Dad let me go. I remember the smell of marijuana, which I'd never heard. Never smelled.
Well, after you smoked it, you could hear the smell.
Then you do Johnny Carson.
Oh, the band has been smoking this funny cigarette. Yeah, Scott's a Jeff Beck fanatic.
Oh, wow. I love Jeff Beck.
Jeff Beck fanatic. He took us
I saw Jeff Beck first.
Yes.
Yeah, just like in this little club, and they did 2 sets. The second set, he walked right past me. There was like 20 people there. After that, Hendrix was huge. I saw Hendrix at Winterland, which is a bigger place, and I saw Jimi Hendrix, and it was just electric. Well, that's pun intended, but yeah. So I was very lucky to see some of the greats back in the day.
And you kind of pulled us along, me and John Schroyer and some of my friends. Scott pulled us along, was the kind of the leader of going to see Jeff Beck again in all his incarnations in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Beck Bogert and a PC, Jeff Beck Group.
10 years after, Peter Frampton, just all these great artists.
So long, golden era. But I like hip hop. I've got a big butt and I cannot lie. That's as good as the Beatles. That was from the 90s. No, I like all music. I really do. I appreciate, just anything almost. I'm not too bright.
Well, there's a new show. It's and I just watched it. The music of 1972, narrated by Cheech and Chong or something.
Okay.
Anyway, so it was Neil Young came out with Heart of Gold. The same time, Stairway to Heaven,
Led Zeppelin.
So we had lots of different great music coming out in 1972.
And there's the blues
when we were young.
The blues players, because I remember you were possessed and got all of us into Albert King.
Albert King. Oh my God.
His album, which maybe we'll play to fade out the episode today, but Blues Power. Yeah, Blues
Power.
He's
unbelievable.
Unbelievable. We'll play something for Chris.
Just 3 notes and just the charisma was amazing.
And likability and just holding one note, played a left-handed upside down guitar.
Yeah, broke all the rules, self-taught.
So your dad never told you guys that your music was horrible, like fathers
He wanted us to be. He kept saying, "When are you guys going to do more with your music?" So he thought the comedy thing wasn't. What are you doing? Why do you have to tell jokes when you could play chords?
No. Well, the joke I tell at work is that my dad wanted me to be a rock star, but I told him I got to go into shipping and receiving, Dad. It was just calling me.
Yeah, but no one could relax like Bud Carvey. Let's put it that way. He had a lot of dreams for other people, but he was good with it.
When he relaxed, the traveling Buffalo Balls came out. But
that's a whole other story. Well, we can cut it if you want.
Yeah, cut. Everything can be cut. So I just want to give a shout out to my East Coast peeps who love the show. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Very quickly. Peter and Amy down in South Carolina, Chad and Ryan, my son. Curtis and Jody, Bill and Jane, Julio, Kevin and Greg. And then the website where you can find stuff where I'm trying to be funny is Cakes with Lorelei, which we do some cakes, and then some funny.
So Scott's wife, Lorelai, bakes cakes, and she's brilliant at it, wedding cakes of the years. And now she has an online YouTube channel, Cakes for Lorelai, Lorelie. And then she started doing videos where she'd be instructing how to bake stuff, and then Scott would be the comic foil.
Oh, I want to watch.
So then eventually Scott's playing multiple characters in these well-produced short films, and they won an award.
Oh, my gosh. Amazing.
So
she'll have to send us a cake.
We did. Yeah. Yeah, and we just filmed a new one, a reenactment of our wedding, and you were there. And remember the justice of the peace who was like 8 feet tall?
Mm-hmm.
And we told him don't stand on the top step of the Pocus Water Temple, but he did anyway.
Yeah.
So we're looking up. Lorelai's neck has never been the same. We did a reenactment, and so
you look like you're from Lord of the Rings. You look like tiny mystical people looking up at this giant. Yes.
I know.
Never.
And
Yeah.
Some of my new friends. So I thought, who do we know who's 8 foot tall? And he's kind of hairy, and he's going to get us married. So that's our Valentine.
Oh, that's your Valentine. Who do we know that's 8 foot tall? Yeah. That's always a good question for newlyweds to ask.
Yeah.
So, should we talk about our shoplifting spree or when the toilet backed up? We already have more than we need. But.
Yeah, I've got some notes. I'm kind of ashamed they're not on a yellow pad. You always had your notes on.
I know. I ran out of yellow pads.
This is a white pad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hate them.
So I think the format of your show is great because if you imagine it's Jack Nicholson and his brothers on telling stories from the past, I think it's kind of cool rather than have celebrities on, right?
I like it. Yeah, it's different. It's refreshing. Yeah. I think a lot of the 60s and 70s had large families. They took vacations, but none of them had the entire neighborhood's toilets back up into our toilet. Remember that day? Suddenly the
never.
So let me set the scene. It's a 1,500 foot.
Okay.
It's a track home, 1,500 square feet. Downstairs, there was a little family room. They took balsa wood and cordoned off like 6 feet of it, and that's where the downstairs brothers lived. They had a half bath, not a sink. They just had a toilet down there.
Okay.
So one day, all of a sudden,
you're how old?
I'm probably 8, 9. You're 11, 10. Something like that.
Okay.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, we're just little kids. Suddenly it became clear to somebody, maybe you can help me out, that the downstairs brother's toilet was backing up with sewage, right? And so then what happened?
Okay. All of the sewage from the houses that were above us got clogged when we planted a weeping willow, and it went and clogged the main sewage from the entire the weeping willow, it clogged
our tree clogged
like
all the
homes.
So God, I never knew that.
So they're coming up to the lowest part of the house, which is the downstairs toilet.
Yes.
So raw sewage is coming up in waves.
Right.
And I'm bucking it out the window.
Well, then suddenly, so I got in the bathroom with you with a bucket. So either we were ordered by Bud or we just did it spontaneously. But other people were running around, my dad and my brother Brad. But you and I were the bucket brigade for 2 hours.
How did we get that job?
But we were going.
Why was it Bud Harvey doing the bucket?
No, we were just going as fast as we could as it came and going out the window with it. We were the bucket brigade for 2 hours.
Out the window.
It sounds like the scene from Parasite.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's like Parasite.
So Brad.
Yes.
So Brad went underneath the house and started drilling holes in the floor of the bathroom so it could drain.
Well,
so the power drill is hitting my feet. Later, he told me. So the sewage is on him down there. But anyway, he calculated the odds of him dying of being electrocuted. I remember him saying that. The odds of you can do imperfect, but the odds of being electrocuted was like 1 in 10 or something. Brad will have to come on.
Well, I remember he started up top because it was like shin deep water and sewage, and Brad was drilling from the top. And that's when, and he said that Bud went underneath with a screwdriver to make holes, and he was hitting Brad's feet as Brad was trying, and we were bailing. This went on for 3 hours. Just another day at the Carveys.
Sounds like you're in a shanty town in India or something.
He had the drill underwater. We're all going to be electrocuted.
Yes, we were all
going calculated that the odds of us living is 1 out of 10.
Yeah, and we
go for it.
Yes, we were either going to give way to the neighborhood sewage or risk our lives to save our track
Or
home.
get cholera. I mean,
Cholera, disease. Oh yeah, we all had funguses and growths on our shins and feet and
It
hands.
explains everything.
We were
It
hosed
explains
off.
everything now.
Yeah,
my God.
that was a biggie.
Oh, it was awful.
Did the neighbors come running?
And then
to you
there's
guys?
The neighbors, what did they just got a binocular kind of the
they
mean
were
neighbor.
used to screaming. They were used
Oh,
to
there was a
screaming.
lot of.
and
We were
vomit
the
and
hard
sewage.
drinking, hard
Yeah,
driving Carveys.
Yeah,
There was
yeah,
a lot of
sewage everywhere
sewage and just
and swearing
guitar,
and sewage.
drums, guitars, and broken snare drums.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
wine glasses being thrown.
wine glasses thrown, a lot of garbage, and then we had the day-old baked goods. Remember, we'd get them. Billy would hang out by the Hostess Cupcakes factory, and right as they were going to throw them in the trash compactor, could I have some for my sons? And then those were in the freezer in the garage, right? And that you could go in there and get a frozen cupcake or snowball or.
It cost $1.
Yeah, and it was
3 years old.
It was 3 years old. It was built in Guadalajara in 1948. It had been floating around the planet, and we finally got that chewy thing right in our mouth. And then Bud would buy a half a cow and put it in a big freezer, and we'd have steak, but most of it was bone and gristle, which is just the fat. Oh, he goes, oh, Jesus Christ, the gristle's the best part of the gristle.
Just like the Krispies, a pancake drenched in grease.
See?
Oh, you love the Krispies.
You're confirming. I told that story to Lori.
All true. All true.
All syrup. The
Dana loves the Krispies.
And remember the ants around the Caro syrup, the white syrup, the cheap syrup, and the ants would be around. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's protein. Yeah, we were a wild family. It was, I mean, Mark Carvey once.
But not as wild as our domestic terrorism kit put together with Jay Winters and you and me. We had walkie-talkies.
Okay, hold on. Let's back that up. Yeah, let me tell that story.
Okay. I'll
set the table. So
go ahead.
We'll finish with this story, which then I'm going to try to patch in Jay Winters as a witness. Our cousin Jay came to visit us in our middle-class home up in Northern California. It's New Year's Eve. Maybe I'm 10, you're 12, I'm 11, you're 13, something like that.
We're at that age where we want to do vandalism. There's an age.
Somewhere we got the idea
Yeah.
that we would hide stuff in bushes to create mayhem, which would be like shaving cream, spray paint, cherry bombs,
maybe
eggs. We'd already
toilet paper, walkie-talkies.
Yeah. We'd already, Scott and I were already good at throwing eggs at neighbors because the next door neighbor who had his medals on a plaque in front of his house, we call him the Colonel. If our ball went into his yard, he would keep it. So one time Scott and I came around with a dozen eggs and just waylaced at the side of his house. Remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
So
I do.
We hide this stuff in the bushes, and then we put a big aluminum ladder in a middle-class neighborhood where everyone could see it right up to our bedroom window on the second floor. Parents' bedroom is right next door. We go to sleep, pretend yawning, right? Like at 10:30. It's New Year's Eve. Like, we're just going to go to sleep. Okay. Then what happens?
Yeah. Well, the plan was when the parents were asleep, we were going to make our way one at a time down the ladder, get our domestic terrorism kit, and just unleash hell on the neighborhood. Thank God we didn't. So Dana goes first.
Well, wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You choose. Okay, now I'll take it for a second. So for some reason, I'm chosen to go out the window first.
Of
so
course.
We do the thing. We open the window opens. We have a windy thing.
You're the youngest, right?
It's dark and kind of foggy. It's like 3 a.m. The neighborhood's dead. I get out on the ladder, and then I'm hearing stuff. I think maybe the dog started to wake up people. What happens there? You and my cousin Jay are in the...
Our plan was destroyed by a little dog named Lady.
who didn't like the sound.
To unleash mayhem and death.
So the dog...
What do we do now? The dog's waking everyone up.
The dog is barking.
So I said, Dana, go slow. You thought I said, go now, and fell off the ladder like 8 feet onto the grass.
Yeah. No, let me
Right?
from my side. I'm crouching out there. I see lights going on. I don't know what to do. It's the middle of the night. I'm 10 feet up in the air. I bring my face up. I thought you said to me, go quickly. But I thought you thought you said go quietly. And I heard go quickly.
You're right.
So I took one step, missed it, and fell flat on the wet grass on my back.
God.
The house is lighting up. I'm outside. What do I do now? The door's locked. I can't get in. There's noise. I'm frozen in the driveway in the middle of the night.
I know what we did. So Dana's outside.
Yeah,
Bud Carvey is going to come into our bedroom. We stuffed Dana's bed with pillows, right?
To look like I was there. Yeah.
Right. Bud Carvey takes the blankets off, and there's no Dana. Just a pillow. What? I don't know where he is. So then came my best acting moment.
Yeah, Jay Winter said that he was going like that, and he said, "Where's Dana?" And didn't either you or Jay go, "I think he went outside."
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think Dana went outside.
Outside.
Okay. Yeah.
We don't know why. So then we all marched outside. I'm in the front. My dad's coming out behind me. I walk outside, and Dana's coming down the driveway. Like, hey, what do we do? And I go, this is the greatest acting moment of my life. I go, Dana, what are you doing out here?
Yes.
Like, trying not to overact, just trying to sell it.
No, that was fantastic. Right? I saw you come out. There's a side door into an open garage. We didn't have a garage door, just a carport.
Yeah. Right.
Scott comes out in the light. I see him. He points and says, Dana, what are you doing out here? Then I see Bud lurking behind. I was thrown under 500 school buses.
What did you feel? Were you like, oh, my God, you just...
I was very, very scared, but I knew that Bud wouldn't pull anything dramatic with Cousin Jay there. He's always on his best behavior. All right, I'm going to try to put...
And then we stayed up... Oh, okay. I'm just saying we stayed up all night trying to figure out why we did that and what happened, and then he never even asked us in the morning.
I know. It just became... Yeah, it was so silly that he couldn't even get mad. Just like when I was caught shoplifting. I didn't get a spanking.
Did you get mad at Scott? Did you feel betrayed?
You know what? I don't remember feeling that. I felt anxiety of what's going to happen.
Oh, okay.
I think I kind of understood why you did that, and I would have done the same, to be honest.
I would. Oh, definitely survival.
Yeah, survival. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to try to patch in Jay Winters. If I lose you, I'll call you back. I've never done this before, but I'm
awesome.
Yeah. See if we get him.
Okay.
See, I don't know how this works.
Text, does he need? He needs to merge a call.
Yeah, it says add call.
Yeah, to have another voice.
That's the password.
Hey, this really happened.
Yeah, that's what we want. And Jay Winters is down there. Yeah. Yes, that's it. Okay, we're hoping now.
I think it's going to ring first, and then you'll merge.
Yeah, and then it says merge. Okay, hold on. He's in the bathroom, too.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Jay?
I can hear him. Is Scott there?
Hello, Scott? They can talk,
like,
but we can't hear it.
Yeah, like echoey. It's like we're
Don't
on hold.
worry. They're talking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, hold on, you guys. I'm now hearing you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, let me just be the ringleader for a second. So, Jay, Scott and I just did a comprehensive take on the domestic terrorism, as Scott calls it, that we attempted to unleash on that middle-class neighborhood. So let's hear it from your point of view. I mean, you can talk about, us being your cousins and all the weird stuff that we did, got you into pole vaulting. Scott weighed like 100 pounds, but he found a broken pole behind the shed at the high school, taped it up, and we started running across a concrete patio, and we found some old mattresses, and we would pole vault into the thing. But if you didn't get enough inertia, you would go back down and take more punishment to your head because you're coming off that patio. But you became...
Well, that explains a lot.
Yeah, explains a lot. Yeah. So from your point of view, why did I go out the window first?
Because you're the youngest and the smallest.
Okay. So what did you think when I went out there? Did you think this is a good plan? I can't wait to get outside on that ladder, or this isn't going to end well?
You know, the way I remember it is, for some reason, I was half asleep. And, you know, we just, you know, you were the you know, Mikey will do it, you know. Mikey likes it. Send Mikey out the window.
I was the little innocent kid. So Mikey got out on the window. And then what happened?
And I honestly think I went back to sleep.
But then you remember that the dog barked and Bud came into the bedroom, right? And what happened with
Well,
them?
yeah, but that was after you sat outside waiting for us to come down the ladder, and we didn't come.
Well, I was
and
on.
So you came back up the ladder.
Right.
You came back up the ladder.
I did. Yep.
And tried to get us, come on, guys, type thing. And Scott said, go quietly.
Yes.
And you thought he said, go quickly.
Bingo.
That's true.
That's it.
Yeah, you're right.
So wait a minute.
And next thing you know, you're tumbling down this aluminum ladder.
Yes. Onto a wet, soft grass. So I didn't take much damage. But I was very adrenalized. But you're saying this, that when Mikey, me, Dana, went out the window, 60 pounds of me, I was out there for like 20 minutes?
Oh, long enough for me to go back to sleep, I think.
So your cousin goes out the window. You know there's shaving cream and firecrackers in the bushes to unleash domestic terrorism, and you snooze. What?
Yeah.
Jay's always been really mellow. He's fly.
Jay,
you have to go back to sleep.
Just to tell you folks about Jay Winters, and I've flown with him a lot. They know I'm not a good flyer. Jay Winters could have been the third one on the moon lander. He would have been next to Neil Armstrong and told him to calm down. I've never seen him throttle. Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll find some place to put it down. So I want to hear about you guys, this part, Jay.
So we stuff pillows in your bed, throw the covers over them. Bud's running into the room.
Okay.
You know, he comes running in the room. Scott and I pretend like he wakes us up. We have no idea what's going on.
You guys are Oscar winners.
He starts shaking the pillows, throws the covers over, and Scott and I look at him and go, "Where's Dana?"
With our best acting. That was the greatest moment.
As if we know nothing.
And what did you respond to? Where's Dana, and what did you say?
We have no idea. So Bud looks out the window or something, sees the ladder. It's kind of like we put together a posse. We're looking for Dana.
Because Dana, as an individual, did a solo attempt at domestic terrorism.
Right.
Yes, you knew nothing.
Yeah,
we had, stop him.
We had no idea. No idea.
All right.
No idea.
So we go outside with Bud, and we're looking for Dana. So Scott and I come around a corner. You see us. You come out from the bushes, but Bud's right behind us. And we point at you and go, "There's Dana."
Brilliant acting. So it was a solo project the whole time. Unpack that.
Yeah.
I hid the ladder. I put the ladder. Yeah.
Scott and I had nothing to do with it.
You know what? It could be a weird twist is that you're actually remembering it wrong, that I literally planted the ladder, planted the stuff, and waited for you guys to fall asleep to plot my mayhem.
By yourself.
Wow.
Could have been that way.
Could have gone that way. But yeah, we did nothing. Nothing happened. Bud was on good behavior. Yeah.
Yes. So Dana, being fairly quick, he puts a move on Bud, gets around him, heads back into the house, running up the stairs.
Yeah. Because he'd go, "Oh, Jesus Christ."
Right on his heel.
He'd try to kind of swat you. "Oh, Jesus Christ." It's like a backhanded. And if you just went right up the stairs and right into the bed, I had to get all the pillows out of my bed so I could crawl in it. I had to reset the stay. Ironically, I did go out. I've never told you guys this. I went out 2 hours later. I did get, because Bud didn't. I guess here's the other part. Did we ever like sneakily or kind of like in a disappointed way go back to the bush where we hid all the tools to destroy the neighborhood, the spray paint, the eggs, the cherry bombs?
No.
We just left them there.
No. Well, no. The way I remember it was we concocted a story that night that you went out the window on a dare.
In case.
And it was a very innocent thing.
Oh, okay. So that's why we didn't get
Bud
in trouble.
Bud and Billy seemed to buy it. And then Lori or somebody found all our weapons of destruction and brought them in the house. I think it was Lori. She found all the stuff we hid in the bushes.
You know what? I'm gonna try just for fun to see if we can add Lori and see if we can confirm this. I think we can do it. Just hold on, you guys. Talk amongst yourselves.
This could be a deal breaker with my sister. I'm sorry.
A deal breaker.
I can just put Lori.
This is a deal breaker.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know if her number's in those things.
Do you remember?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you remember? I'm sure we went to.
Let's try this one.
Oh.
We'll have to do this more.
Oh my God,
really fun.
it's hysterical.
She may not pick up.
Hello. Please leave a message after the call.
Okay. Lori, call me. Lori, call me. All right. We tried.
She might get it back. Let's see. What time is it there? It's 3 in Connecticut.
That's either.
So now we're back. We never got a hold of Lori, but that was a really good try. So
yeah, but okay.
Yes. Well,
do you remember any of that?
I didn't know that Lori found the incriminating evidence and presented it to the parents ritualistically in the living room. But nothing would surprise me. We'll call Dane. I didn't know Dane. I thought it might be someone else, Dane. Are you mad, Dane? No, I'm not mad.
But do you remember there was walkie-talkies involved?
Yes. Now that I do. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'd be like.
And do you remember the story of the walkie-talkies?
No.
You got them for Christmas from Grandma.
Okay.
And it was the same year that Grandma gave me some bubble bath and some pencils that had written on them, I love Grandma.
So you got bubble bath and pencils, and we got superstar walkie-talkies? And that was the grandma that this was Bud's mom that lived up in Seattle. She was...
Yes.
Did you hear what he said was on the pencils? What? I love Grandma.
I love Grandma's on the pencils? Yeah,
written on the pencils. I got a whole sleeve of them.
Remember when she made a cup of tea and then held up her tea bag and tried to light it like as a cigarette? Do you remember that one? There was a lot of medications in the bathroom. I don't know what was going on. She had some great... What did she call you? She had nicknames for you and your two sisters up in Seattle.
Well, I was Brub.
Brub. Do you know where that came from?
Supposedly, my sisters couldn't pronounce brother or something.
So it was Brub, and then what were your sisters' nicknames?
Oh, let's see. Gwen was Kitten, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. And Patsy was just Patsy Ruth, I think. Patsy Ruth, like Babe Ruth.
Oh, Patsy Ruth. Okay, Scott. Scott was nicknamed the Scotchman. But sometimes Bud would call you Scott the Pot, right?
That's true.
Yeah, but that's just because it rhymed. It had no sense to it. Scott the Pot.
I want to ask Jay about the fish head.
Oh God!
Well, let me say. Hold on, guys. Let me set the scene. Okay. Jay Winters had a very adorable, eccentric mom.
Yeah,
who was a very sweet. She'd be like, when I was there, she loved talking Spanish words. You know, I could have some milk. You mean you want leche? You want some leche? And she was kind of an innocent.
This is your aunt.
This is my aunt, Jay's mom.
Jay's mom. Okay.
And then one day I'm there, and Jay's dad has kind of this rough. I really like Jack, and we want to have him on the podcast. He's 91 today.
Love that.
But she had presented the dinner to us all, and she wasn't the best cook in the world. But she had.
But she tried.
She tried. And one plate was just piled high of just fish heads. And Jay's dad, Uncle Jack, said, "Get the goddamn fish heads off the goddamn table." Remember that?
Oh, yeah. That's true.
She was going to have us dig in on, we're going to have the biscuits, and then, well, have a fish head. Fish heads with the eyes and everything.
Was it like exotic or like?
No, Mom was from Texas, and she grew up during the Depression.
They were free.
Okay.
They were free, and Mom's thing was if you put it. Yeah, Mom's thing was if you put enough mustard on anything, it was good.
She's got a point. Well, we had mayonnaise. Well, let's just so that they know that Scott and I have cred. We had mayonnaise sandwiches when we didn't have much in the house. White bread, mayonnaise, a little bit of pepper, and that was your lunch. Yep. So we didn't grow up with a silver spoon. Wow, that's so funny. There's so many stories. I don't even know. What was cooler when you were a little kid? A Super Ball or silly putty to get?
Ooh, I would have gone for the Super Bowl.
Silly putty.
All right.
Magic.
Okay.
Silly putty.
Well, let's do this again. We have enough for this episode. We may even cut part of it for another episode, but we'll do this again. I love telling a story and then having someone else come in and confirm it with the different details.
That was the best, the different perspective.
So what we'll do next time, well, first of all, Jay, there's so many stories. We don't get into Lake Ronan and Guppy and Audrey and that whole hillbilly nonsense.
And the fishing poles that went away in one day.
But when Scott,
how about the dads competing on whose kid was dumbest?
They did. It was not coddly parenting. He's so dumb. Big dummies. No, that's true. They would. But that's why I said that Bud always wanted to beat Jack's record. Like if Jack drove from San Francisco back to Seattle in a certain time, we had to get up at 3:30 and try to, we got a Zephyr to beat Jack's record. So they competed on everything, and especially whose kid was the dumbest.
The thing was, you wouldn't believe what Dana did this year. Let me raise you with what Jay did. Well, let me tell you what Scott did then.
But, Scott the Scotchman, Lori was Miss Fritz, and Brad was Bobo in our family. I don't know why. Because he had brown hair. It's like a little circus animal or something. But, on our next episode, one we're going to do about when Scott and I became shoplifters for a year, and then we'll bring Brad in as a witness on that. But for you, I want to unpack the little lake in western Montana, very cheap cabins, and where we would go to fish. And the day that Scott and I went out with our brand new little $12 casting rods, came back with no fish and no casting rods. We came back with one oar. It was a rowboat. We almost lost the rowboat. We swam into shore. Oh, where's the boat? Where's the rods and the fish? Jeez. So that'd be a great story for us and for him. And I'd love to have Jack on too. Your dad, who's 91.
That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm. And remember the gray barges, which had the oars, not the cool with the motor. They looked like a barge, like they were square. They had no aerodynamics,
no water flexibility. Yeah, they were just big pieces of slapped together wood.
Awful.
Well, the guy who ran the mercantile, remember, this is low rent cabins and just a shithole.
A mercantile.
Guppy probably built the rowboats. His nickname was Guppy because they always say we caught him in the lake. and, you know, Audrey, who I guess had a stroke or something, but we didn't know. So her mouth was all crooked. We thought that her husband caught her in the lake. We're just little kids. I'm sorry if I offended anybody. But those are the rumors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, well, this has been super fun. I loved it. So we'll do this again. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was really funny.
Yeah, tons of fun.
And verification happened. Verification.
Yeah. Verification. So anyway, all right. Well, we'll talk soon. Enjoyed it.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Whew. That was unexpected. I mean, that much.
But that was awesome.
I know. That's because they were laughing so hard.
All the different points of view was hysterical.
Yeah, that's
and I'm
almost
just,
a
like,
podcast.
Picturing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost a podcast.
Almost a podcast. Was there anything you wanted to add to that on the end?
It was kind of how I saw it. Jay's wrinkle was that I was out there a lot longer. I didn't think I was out there that long, but before I fell back off the ladder. Yeah. He's and the dads would compete how dumb we are. Yeah, how stupid. Oh,
that was
goodness.
very fun. So,
yeah, boy,
do
you just
anything
never know
else,
what's going to happen with a podcast.
anything else to say on the podcast?
Not really. It's episode 4. This one has a different wrinkle. That thing kind of we'll see how we.
So should Tom Brokaw or Obama kind of take us out until next week?
How did the guests go? Why had my brother, the shipper from Connecticut instead of the former president, and Jay Winters, who does auto glass in Seattle. Oh, okay. Well, what'd you talk about? Oh, just a thing where we were gonna commit domestic terrorism. I mean, not really, literally a joke. Don't say that to a former president. What was it? Shaving cream, eggs. You're gonna do the usual juvenile delinquent activity. Probably put a ladder up to your window. Tried to sneak out, but plans went awry. Yeah, damn. Well, I wasn't president for nothing. Michelle, leave the egg sandwich in the refrigerator. I will get to it. All right, I'll be right there. Fruit salad's fine. Listen, you got to have a celebrity on if you want to get viewers. It's not going to work. Not going to happen. I'll see you later.
What you doing?